is your long-term goal is to become an artist, and have kind of that artistry aspect of your career. How do the two fit together as part of the Big Lou master plan of artistry and podcasting? How do you see the two kind of coexisting?
I love talking about this. So master plan is the best
I'll
way
buckle
to
up.
say...
Hold on, let me buckle up.
Let's go.
All right, I want to hear it.
It was quite conflicting having to come up with this because I had the idea of starting a podcast and I had the idea of becoming a rapper. And I decided I'm going to be a rapper, but I don't know anything about this, like the music industry,
right?
Let alone rapping. So I had to learn how to rap. Still doing that because I feel like you can always learn that. But that aside,
Big Lou, everybody is always learning how to rap. Kendrick is still learning how to rap, so I think you're doing just fine. Everybody is still learning how to rap.
Yes, as they should be, at least if they want
right.
to. Anyway, so with that idea in mind, it's like, how am I going to expedite this? Because I came into this idea of starting this at 27, a month before I turned 28. So time isn't necessarily against me, but I'm not 18, 16 years old deciding this, right?
Right.
So I'm not competing against them, but I know that there's a whole world of artists that are also trying to do this. So what can I do to put myself in a better position to then enter the industry as an artist? And I figured, why not connect with as many people within the music industry that are actively doing, not just like, hey, I'm in it, that's fun, and we all have our stories, but I need to learn from the people that are actively, successfully doing that have learned and that are winning. So let me create a platform where they are comfortable speaking to me, and then once I have that information, how am I going to thrive or be able to bring value and help others thrive within the music industry at the same time?
Totally.
Let me just share this information through a podcast. Podcasting is popping off right now. YouTube.
Yeah.
I didn't really have the video persona or energy at the time to do YouTube, but I just added the video element with the team here. I approached the studio. I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to learn about the music industry. I want to bring value to you, and I want to rap. If we can do this all together, I'll be the personality. I'll do the project management. You guys do video, audio, this and that. We'll bring our strengths together and we can put together a package. That'd be fascinating. But as I was doing that, I had to put the artistry aside. When I recently discovered the artistry, so I said a month before I turned 28. That month, I wrote a verse every single day, just to challenge myself and see if I was actually up for this. Obviously, I was. And I was quite impressed with what I wrote. Nothing was wow, but it wasn't trash. It was enough for me to be I'm going to keep on going.
Got to start somewhere,
Exactly. So from that, I called the studio, made the exchange, made the offers. We set it all up. And the focus has been around build and go produce, establishing those networks so that I can provide the value. And that when I do start releasing, I'm releasing to the right people. Some people can hear it around me, but maybe it doesn't go past them. But if you have the right people listening to it and you've got the placements going, that can really be a huge game changer. So that's where the podcast is living. I'm very happy there, though. The foundation has been established quite well, and now I can focus a little bit more on artistry. Once we finish filming season 4, I do plan on releasing music. But I just learned that I still got to do some copyright and other stuff, so...
Hey, you know what? That's exciting. Hey, there's always something to do, There's always going to be some administrative thing to do, you know what I mean? But it's exciting that you're getting to the point now where you're, getting ready to release music. I mean, that was kind of part of the long-term goal, and you answered, I have a couple of little follow-up questions written down. One of my questions was going to be balancing the podcast and the artistry. It must be tough sometimes because, I am teaching myself more patience. Sometimes I forget how young we are. Even, I'm a couple years younger than you, but in the grand scheme of things, being in your 20s is still really young,
So young.
And I'm, so one of those things is I'm trying to teach myself more patience, and it sounds like you've kind of been able to have that because knowing that you wanted to be an artist and almost kind of putting that on the back burner to start the podcast and to grow that means that it's a little bit of time taken away from, kind of succeeding as an artist, quote unquote, maybe faster is maybe not the right word, but you know what I mean. You know, the podcast is taking a little bit of time away from you working on the artistry. So do you feel like you're ever, you know, prioritizing one over the other, or do you feel like it doesn't matter to me how quickly the artist thing grows because I enjoy doing both the podcast and the artistry just kind of the same? Or how do you kind of in your head delineate, all right, you know, I want the podcast to grow this fast, or I want to spend this much time on the artistry? How do you kind of divide yourself?
That's a brilliant question. And I got to say that I do struggle with that. One thing, or one element that has helped with my patience outside of COVID, because we're still in lockdown out here. It's been about a year and a half of this. So that in itself,
we should also mention, I'm sorry, we forgot to mention, you're in Canada, I'm in the United States, so we have, you know, we're crossing the international border here to get these interviews done, but also at the same time, Canada's in a much different situation, you know? So, like, the United States might get live music back a little bit sooner, you know? We don't know these things.
I'm rooting for you. I mean, like, I hope so. But, we're still in lockdown. So that has been a test on patience. And, like, I must admit there are periods in time where I go I get a little upset. I feel alone, this and that, despite having people around me, because it's bewildering. But that also tests your patience. And then way back when I was a month before I started writing, I had 2 knee surgeries. So I was bedridden for approximately 7 months. In that period of time. And so that's also when I started the artistry. So from the get-go, I've had to put off the artistry. And I was still able to, like, write and do this and that. So the sacrifice of not fully pursuing the artistry has been something that I've had to live with. And instead of being truly upset about, man, I can't spend all this time writing, or I want to spend, like, you know, I want to sit with some other artists and do songwriting circles like my friends are doing. Yeah. I know, instead of getting down on that, I use that as, like, motivation to work and do the other kinds of works that I'm not necessarily fully excited about, to build that foundation so that tomorrow, whenever tomorrow is, I can fully take in the artistry. So it's exciting. It's like, I've got to do this work so that I can do that work.
Yeah, I love that kind of motivating kind of mindset, you know? I think mindset's the right word, because you realize, okay, in order to do those things, I have to start here with these things, even though these things might suck. You know, like, that's just how it is sometimes. Yeah. I guess you mentioned that learning was one of the biggest reasons that you started your show, and there's a huge educational aspect to it. So my question is, what are some of the most valuable lessons that you've learned from doing your show by having guests on? If you could pick, like, 2 lessons, 2 or 3. Yeah. What would be some of the lessons?
So right off the bat, because of what we were just talking about, a reoccurring theme that I'm getting from this season, actually, that we haven't released yet, is once you are able, as an artist or as a creative, to not have to worry about finances, to not have to, like, pursue that next gig, to, like, feed yourself for a week and a half, to find, once you can, like, get just out of that, your mental game changes, and you can really enter a new level of creativity. That's truly fascinating, and that's what I'm so hungry for. Because I feel like I do it at times feel hindered, you know, because of the different stressors that I have to worry about. And I do wonder, it's like, wow, what if I could just, like, do art, you know? Right. And it's real. So these people are saying it's a real thing. Yeah. So keep on working, keep on grinding until you can get there.
That's a dope lesson. That's cool.
And then another lesson that I get constantly is as simple as it. I'll share another one because of how simple this one is. But be kind. Care. Yeah. Even if you don't always genuinely care, make an effort to do so. Yeah. Because the person really feels it. Yeah, the person on the other end really feels it. And you yourself, even if you're not doing it for them, even if you are a little bit selfish, you yourself will benefit from this because you will be down one day. And when you're down, you're going to need a little bit of help. So be kind, even if it hurts. Be kind.
I'm with you on that. Did you have a third
Yeah.
one?
Yeah, let's do a third one. The third one I would say is build your relationships. So you're going to be kind, but you're going to also like
Snaps.
talk to people that aren't even within your circle, because every single person out there knows something that you don't.
One of my favorite quotes of all time is, "Everyone is my superior in some way, and in that I learn of them."